don't know what happened. My my battery cut out, but I plugged it in, but I'd forgotten to flick the switch. So I forgot to flick the switch. Silly. Whoops. Oh dear. What's happened to the last one that I did though? I'm a bit confused. What's happened with this one? Oh, did that end? It did end. Oh, it did end. Okay. Right. Hello again. Hi. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for coming back. I forgot to plug it in. I mean, I plugged it in, but I didn't flick the switch. So anyway, yeah. No, I was hi there again. Yes, I'm back hi. So it's switched on this time. No, without rambling on, sorry. I was just responding to what is more than likely to be Matt Taylor. And I've had many lessons, let's just say, and I'm still learning. We're learning all the time. We learn from the beginning of our lives to the end. Oh, he's left another message. See what it says. Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's back again, because then he can hear what I'm saying. So it's more than likely that it's Matt Taylor, or it's someone pretending to be. But as I said, I've had a lot of lessons. You know, Caroline Stevens, they basically are all fighting each other. And they've all got their own sort of agendas. But whether I'm stupid or not, I don't know. When Matt Taylor said to me on the phone, it's very strange that Matt Taylor's phone number has gone, his mobile number, because I didn't delete it. I I met this man called John Alexander Patterson in the psychiatric unit, and in my opinion, he seems more genuine than they do. Angela Power Disney, Andy Devine, because I've seen a nasty side. Because one thing I didn't say to Matt Taylor when I was being interviewed by him, and I said Andy Devine's a good man, because I was so vulnerable like I am right now, I didn't realise that, and I didn't register what Andy Devine was saying to me because I was in so much distress. But it wasn't normal. It wasn't normal what Andy Devine was saying and how he was saying it. And Dan wouldn't do that. Because Caroline Stevens said, oh, he's come out of prison. You do realise he works for the police. Now, I'm naive. He's even said it in his live streams that he's helped the police out, that he'd been to prison. But he was like, you do know I've been to prison. And did they know about your dictaphone recordings? And he was using the C word and swearing. And Caroline Stevens, she went from praying for me to threatening me. And someone said, oh, she's a Fruit Loop. But I thought she was a nice lady. Look up Caroline Stevens, Seeking the Truth. And then she told me that Angela Power Disney's got a lot of people saying bad things about Angela Power Disney, but now I'm listening to them because all I'd done was say on Facebook to Angela Power Disney, because I had asked, pardon me, I had asked a lady who's been interviewed by Matt Taylor, who's had her children taken from her. On Facebook, I said, why did you block me from seeing the Herald article that I shared about myself, saying that I beat the police? Why would you block me from seeing that? And Angela Power Disney commented on it saying, oh, she's had her children taken away from her. And I thought, well, what's that got to do with it? But I wasn't rude, and she was rude to me. She told me to stop, quote, effing hounding people. So that is when I started saying in my live streams about this that I wasn't happy. And Matt Taylor never said anything bad, and I believed him when he said to me that he'd been mentioned in the Argus as stalking women. And people said to me, oh, I've warned you, the ones that they call government agents. We've warned you, you're not heeding my advice. He's a convicted stalker. So what with Angela Power Disney turning nasty and Andy Devine, when I'm a vulnerable woman and have had these horrendous things happen to me, I had these demented people. One of them I've recorded, thankfully. I'm so glad I saw Dan's video saying that calling someone a spastic is a hate crime. I'm not part of the PC brigade rubbish, but I'm going to use it to my advantage. But anyway, I hope you see where I'm coming from. I'm going to read your messages. Thank you, Warrior Wales. I like to listen to you ramble. I hope you mean that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to end this in a minute because I've noticed recently my jaw is starting to, it feels uncomfortable. And there's a sort of, I think it's from too much talking. It's making my jaw ache. And I've got a dry mouth as well. And I'm not sleeping much. Oh, it'd be good to hear you. You go on a tangent as well. Can you report Cavendish for harassing someone else, please? Oh, thank you. Were they harassing someone? Were they? You've got someone who works at Google. Wow. I really do appreciate you doing that because it is freaky. Whether it's Matt Taylor or not, it's sad and pathetic, but it's downright creepy as well. I would really appreciate it if you did, actually, because you in this day and age, you can't be too careful. Please, would you? Struggling with my sleep as it is. Oh, well, now I know what to title this live stream. And the last one. Yeah, I was gonna delete it, but, um, no, because I've got another someone's just given me another problem. This is what I mean. People are adding to my problems, they're not taking away from them. But I'm learning all the time. This is why I just can't trust anyone. I mean, Spirit Times End Faith, she was saying that Yvonne Taylor can't be trust she can't be trusted. And I've spoken to her but I can't trust her because she's saying she didn't comment under Dan's video. I'm going to have another look to see if it's there or not. It's just plain creepy either way. And I've spoken to that lady. She's a targeted individual. And she's saying that Yvonne Taylor can't be trusted. She works in mental health. And I thought, yeah, Yvonne Taylor commented under one of my videos saying, hello, lovely lady, but she blocked me on Facebook. What is going on? I've already had two of my late mother's friends block me because of, I believe, the narcissism from my sisters, because one of them was disgusted with my sisters. My mother's very close best friend. And and if she's got cancer, she's all I've got. And I haven't seen her for years, and she's in her late 80s. Anyway, there we go. I'm gonna end this live stream now. But thank you very much. I would really appreciate a cup of tea, Bryony. Yeah, I need a cup of tea. I drink so many cups of tea, you wouldn't believe it. Exactly. If they use hate crimes, use it back. Yeah, can someone seriously look into this individual, please, and say that they've said that they're from Brighton and that they know Angela Power Disney and Andy Devine? Please, could someone do that? I'm not a technical person. But let me tell you, folks, anybody listening to this, I met John Alexander Patterson by accident. He told me the Ministry of Defence had zoomed him down there. He'd gone to look up John Alexander Patterson and Hoaxted. He was arrested outside the Royal Courts of Justice. He'd gone to Scotland Yard. He was showing us these documents to do with satanic ritual abuse. And I have got a recording. Listen to this. And you can tell Dan this. Those of you that I feel I can trust, my moderators. You can tell Dan this because in July of 2019, he was arrested out of there, disappeared. The deep state were trying to disappear him. I believed him. I saw I saw the court papers for satanic ritual stuff. It was to do with selling baby donors on the NHS, and it had that funny language that they use, that weird gobbledygook legalese language. I was arrested out of there on the 21st of August 2019. The incident that I was referring to, where a security guard assaulted and bruised my nose, trying to grab my partner, 3 days on the 23rd, 2 days later, 23rd of August 2019, I was arrested out of the psychiatric unit in hospital pajamas. And 4 months earlier, I'd been dragged in there in handcuffs as homeless. Matt Taylor knows John Alexander Patterson. But if that is him, and I can't trust him, if it is him, because I believed him when, just if you don't believe, if you well, obviously you have to believe me to be listening to me, but it's all online. My mention in the Herald article and the Argus article that says that Matt Taylor was convicted of it's, and what he told me that he was accused of was so disgusting. It was so disgusting. And he told me on the phone, but I don't have his mobile number anymore for some very strange reason. I didn't delete it. But funnily enough, I've got John Wedge's mobile number. I don't know where I found that. But Matt Taylor, I think he personally gave me his mobile number. But I met John Patterson by accident. Please, would you report this individual, though? I don't care whether it's Matt Taylor or not. And it looks like there's a dirty comment there or something, but yeah. But there we are. Thank you. Bless you, Brian. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. I don't know who to. I just don't know. I just don't know. 14th of August. Is that when the Cavendish Hotel joined? August. Yes, Hoaxted. John Patterson. I don't know where he is, if he's still in the psychiatric unit or gone back to prison. They seem to move them around. It's very difficult to see the wood through the trees, though, because we know that Satan is the master of deception. That's the only comfort that I can get, because you just don't know who. The Hoaxted lot sound vile. I've started to listen to Karen Irving since all of this, because it's interesting to hear when you've only been hearing one side of the story. But the thing is, I nearly went to prison on a fraud. And I've seen John Patterson's real tears. They weren't crocodile tears. He went to Scotland Yard, the Ministry of Defence. Sussex police were out of their jurisdiction. Sussex police dragged me into St Mary's House, the building that failed me. My middle sister worked for them, the very people that were meant to support me in supported accommodation. But I think they like my sister because she's transgender. It suits the agenda, the satanic gender agenda rubbish, whereas I'm fighting all of that. I'm liked and hated at the same time because I'm clean and my soul is clean. I've got no toxins. I've got nothing in my body. So what are they going to do? They're going to use psychological warfare on me. Psychological and spiritual. But I say, Abba Yahweh, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, get behind me, Satan. Hashatan, get right behind me. So, yeah. Yes, but as I said, I thought Caroline Stevens was a nice lady, and how wrong I was. Praying for me, then talking me out of suicide, and then threatening me. Why? Because I asked. I'd left the live stream running for 7 hours, and then I couldn't get rid of it, so I decided to give it a title because I had her recorded. But I did as she asked, which she was right to suggest that I delete it. for both our sakes. But then she threatened me with police and legal action. All I'd done was say, "How do you know PC Franklin Lester's real name?" And people saying, "Oh, she's a Fruit Loop." You know, I don't know. I don't know. But you're saying they joined on the 14th of August. Yeah, you're right, Warrior Wales. Legalese. It's all to bamboozle and just like, ugh, doesn't even make any sense. Oh, bless you. I'm being tortured as I type. Oh no. Does this affect you? Does this deeply affect you as well then, Ian? Because you've put you're being tortured. I'm sorry. Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, John Patterson is a good man. Yeah, Matt Taylor is close to John Patterson, so well, it could be someone pretending to be Matt Taylor, but it's more than likely that it is, and it's a shame though if it is Matt Taylor though, because you've lost you've lost me then, haven't you? And you're losing your credibility, and it's your own fault really, because if it is Matt Taylor, because you've got to be so careful, because I've got no evidence to prove that this is Matt Taylor. But but it's a stalker. I know that obviously, and they're saying they're from Brighton. And if they claim that they've had contact with me, there's only one person from Brighton who knows these people who has, and that's Matt Taylor, who's been referred to as a convicted stalker. But well, whatever really. Earl Grey and a piece of chocolate cake would be. Oh, don't! I love chocolate cake. Thank you very much, Heisenberg. Thank you. Don't say that though. I'm putting on a bit of. I'm trying to hide it though. Believe me, I've been having some. My hairy legs are being waxed to raise money for Ukraine. Oh, well done, Ian. Oh, bless you. Well done. Wish I'd done that years ago. It's not as bad as you think it is, but for a man, it might be. And men feel pain more, and there's more hair. Well done for you, though. Well done doing that, Ian. It's good to hear that. See, I'd be doing good things if I had a home and energy. See, you can see all that fat. I need to run it off because I've gone up a size, and this is not a good angle. I can't believe I'm saying this. So that individual joined on the 14th of August 2021. Very strange, though, that they would join on the 14th of August last year. That's actually the anniversary of my late mother's passing, the 14th of August. But it's very strange, though, that they would. Why would they join then? It's just very odd. Very, very odd. How do you find out? How did you? Oh. Karen Irving is lying about me. John Winnower for King. Well, that's definitely a Matt Taylor statement. But I tell you what, whether it's Matt Taylor or not, which it sounds more than likely now, the lady that I spoke to, see, I'll keep saying it again and again and again and again. Warrior Faith End Times. She said what Angela Power Disney said. Oh, my account's been duplicated. These people call themselves Christians and say they don't like Satanists when they're doing the devil's work themselves. Their behavior is so satanic. They're going to perish. Don't these people care? If you're going to be, come on, Matt Taylor, you've got my phone number. Ring me. Come on, I've got my phone here. Ring me. Why are you being such a coward? What's you got to hide? Because if it really was Matt Taylor, he'd be coming on under the name Matt Taylor, because he has come on my live stream before under the name Matt Taylor. So, Matt Taylor, if you see this or if you get wind of this, but then, of course, this is why it's so dangerous. This is why I just hope no one's, cloned my account. Can you imagine? But then where does it all end? Do you see what I mean? I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, I don't want to be here for hours and hours, because I've now got. It could be the hoaxed lot, Oh, Karen Irving is lying about me, John Winnow. I couldn't care less. But it's just a shame. I just want to be around people who are like me, transparent. This is why I get all this rubbish going on, though. Sorry, which post was seen in a negative way? What? Hi, yeah, Ian. You said you're affected physically. You're being tortured right now. I was just wondering, when you said you're being tortured. Oh, bless you. Gosh, you actually used to shave your legs for cycling. Wow. I didn't think men shaved their legs, though. I thought that was the joy of being a man, not having to bother with things like that. They have it easy. I am staying silent on the Ukraine-Russia thing. Yeah, I mean, anyone who does raise money, well done to you and everything, but I don't want to know. I'll pray. That's the best I can do. But I see a comment that says our Prime Minister is talking about World War III on the way. Really? After everything that's already happened, is that really what people need to hear? Have you watched this comedy film? Which comedy film? What? Sorry, if it's Matt Taylor, he would message you from his account, Bryony, not some sock puppet account. Yeah. Yes. But then you see, it makes one. This is what I mean. This is what I was trying to say, Brian. in my other things, I can't trust people because how do I know? I don't know. It could be still could be Matt Taylor pretending to be, but I'd be got to be careful what I say because it would be awful if I was wrong. I don't know. That's just it. Don't know who it is. It's dangerous games that they're playing. But I would really appreciate it if people could. I really appreciate it if you could do whatever you need to do to report it. I'm not a technical person. I don't know how you go about doing that, but what's that? What film are you talking about? Zelensky. Oh. Well, I tell you what, waxing, I wish I'd known about it when I was still at school because people thought I was self-harming when I used a razor, and folliculitis caused by shaving, but then waxing causes ingrown spots, but at least it's not painful. Ingrown hairs, I mean. Angela is evangelical Christian, not a Satanist. No, I'm saying what you're doing is satanic. I mean, what you're doing is the work of the devil. Anyway, anyone can say they're evangelical Christian. Anyone can say they're anything. You could say you're anything at all, but you could still do it. You're still doing the work of the enemy, shall we say. So, every time I see the Cavendish Hotel official was timed out by Brian PC for 300 seconds. It's like putting them on the naughty step, isn't it? But this is what it's come to. This is the society. Sometimes I think, oh God, do I belong in my late mother's generation? Do I belong in the 1950s? Would I fare better? Or would life just be too hard? I don't know. At Sam Likes Fruit, thank you for the heads up. Oh, so I can't read this. Sorry. I am using my channel at the moment on leaking out secret messages about what happened to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm interested to see all your videos and Brian's as well. Brian, I'm really interested to see what you said about John Wedger because I just find it so. I'm a teapot. What does that mean? I'm a teapot. You got to be cautious. While I'm here, I am only for Bryony, just to let everyone know. Oh, bless you, Warrior Wales. I really do appreciate it. I can tell, I've got good vibes from you, I would talk about everything else elsewhere. Yeah, I understand. It was better in the 50s. I don't know, because my late mother, what happened to her, the horrific thing that happened to her in New York. This is when cops were good, by the way, and a cop took her to Pennsylvania because a male prostitute took advantage of her. He's meant to be her before she knew he was a male prostitute, by the way, selling his body to other men. But women didn't know about sex so much back then. They weren't educated in that area. And my mother was so young, and yeah. But, she told me at the end of her life, literally at the end of her life, in one of these hotels, one of the expensive hotels. We used to have afternoon tea there on a rare occasion. It was so horrendous what happened to her, and she cried to me about it, and my jaw was on the ground. You know, I'm not one of these shills, though, that makes up stuff. And I haven't mentioned any names. But I tell you what, I'm learning all the time. When you tell the truth, it just seems to be that all the creatures come out of the woodworks. I was sitting in Greg's earlier and that nutcase. She's in my peripheral vision, and I'm like, carry on, just look like you're not bothered. That redhead witch that claims she's a mental health nurse, that nutter. You started the conversation. I said, no, I did not. I've given my opinion, and I'm sitting with these people. Thank you. Right, that's it. Call security. Get her arrested. Get the handcuffs. Put her away. Get a mouth mask. Inject. Oh my gosh. And what's the new one? Oh, World War III. Oh, sorry. I thought we'd already had World War III. Mr. Prime Minister. This is what I mean. One thing that Matt Taylor was right about was stay alive, because you want to be there at the end having a party, joining in at the end of all of this nonsense. I don't care if it is Matt Taylor or not. I don't care who it is. I'm going to have the last laugh. I tell you, either way, I'm going to have the last laugh. I've survived this much. Yeah. Call out Matt, protected James. Angela isn't. Who's Map? James Hind? I don't know. Fortunately, I don't know as much as I would like to know. I only say anything I say that's factual is what I know for a fact about myself and what my mother and what my sisters told me, that sort of thing. Anything else is what has been repeated to me, like stuff like, Angela Power Disney and all of that. I don't know. I'm just, one thing I did agree on with Andy Devine is you can't repeat. You can't repeat. If you repeat something as fact, like I say that the Bible's real, I base it on faith. Now, I don't know. Nobody was there. Billy Connolly was not wrong, okay? Blasphemous. I can't even say yes. I just make a sound. But he's saying what everybody's already thinking, and it's true. But we have, it's all about faith. It's about being a believer, having a faith. But anyway, but when you repeat something as fact, truth is not the same as fact. I can't remember exactly what I can't quote Andy Devine now, but I know what he meant about fact and truth being different, and I agreed with him on that. I agreed on a lot of things. At least I know that I'm not the only one he's upset. He seems to apparently he's upset a few people, but he blocked me just because I asked him why he used that awful language, why he asked me about the dictaphone recordings. Like, what the hell did that have to do with anything? It's very simple. Sergeant Saville asked me to record. He told me to get a dictaphone. which I did. And I recorded antisocial behavior and I recorded the neighbors as well. Why use such awful language? He used the narcissist word, he used the C word. He was meant to be helping me to get me out of going to prison. And Matt Taylor was with me on this. That I asked him this, and I was walking on eggshells. I typed on Facebook and he blocked me. He said, I've done the best I can to help you, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I don't understand people. I don't understand. And I think this is another reason I haven't told Dan is, made me jump. That's my phone. Where is it? Strange, my phone's over there. It sounds like it came from over there. Made me jump. Excuse me a minute. I'm getting a bit paranoid now. Very strange. It came from... sounded like it came from... Oh, sorry. Excuse me. It sounded like my phone. It came from there. It's a text message. But what was I saying? Andy Devine, and why would you behave? What? I was vulnerable. I just, he was meant to be helping me. He was saying he said, I helped you. And then he got a few of his vulnerable, mentally unwell followers started attacking me on Facebook. Andy Devine has helped you. And then Angela Power Disney is saying that one of them's Q deluded, whatever that means. And I'm like, well, why are they what is going on here? I've just asked a question about something from months ago. I've helped you. Well, all he did was say to me was to tell the court that you haven't received court papers, no court case. Do you know what I mean? We're going down the common law thing. I was terrified. And then on the 7th of October, I go down to the police desk to say that I'll be returning with my lovely lady friend, Juliet, who witnessed what happened in that. She witnessed me being attacked, and she was harassed in the street by random drunks. And then I'm assaulted. They still have my clothes from October 2020. October 2020. They've still got my clothes from then. There was no court case. I've been bruised, assaulted so many times, and they've got my clothes. So I don't know. They've still got my clothes, though. They took the clothes off my body. Why did they do that? They don't always do that. In that psychiatric hellhole that nutcase comes from, I'm 6 foot tall. They couldn't find any clothes from me. Look at how tall I am. Look at how... Now you can't see how tall I am. I'm 6 foot and I've got size 11 feet. Do you know what? I didn't even have any shoes on my feet. I was carried. I refused to leave. My stuff was still in the Citrus Hotel. I was given hospital pajamas. I looked like a right mental. I looked like a right Muppet. But the real Muppets were the ones. I had my rights. I said with my rights say here that I am free to go. They set up the whole bloody thing, all because 101 call handlers had hung up on me because the manageress didn't like me complaining, and I had a hotel guest who was obviously funded by the council or the police threatening to go in my room and take my stuff out. Some random guest, and I've been paying £2,000 of my severe disability pay to stay there. So I go up Beachy Head distressed. The duty solicitor was on my side, the duty solicitor at the custody centre, but they've still got my clothes. I'm carried into the barefoot. You can make this stuff up. And they couldn't find me any shoes or clothes to fit me. No, because I have to go to Long Tall Sally to get my clothes and shoes. Well, to get my shoes anyway. I can't afford all my... This is Primark. I love Primark. But they don't cater for people who are 6 foot. Can't afford long tall Sally. I mean, I have to save up for pairs of shoes and all of that. But crumbs, seriously, it was like being a child going to lost property. Well, let's see what we can find for you. We won't let you out of your room. You've got to take a PCR test. PCR tests. If you go on the White Rose UK, those PCR tests. Apparently, some of them are have been contaminated. Should do a burp video. It's weird, but well, I had to apologise apologise for that. Barney, I'm a whole teapot, not just a cup of tea guy. Oh, me too. Oh my gosh, cups of tea. Hello, Princess Angela. Hope you're okay. Thank you. Bless you. 1 cup, crumbs. I drink cup after cup. My late mother used to say. It's funny because my blood grandmother could read tea leaves, which is bad. But my late mother said that I could eat tea bags. That I get through so many tea bags. That lady would make an awesome character for a show. Oh, I can't remember what I was talking about. I'm looking at old messages here. Which lady would make an awesome character? Angela isn't making up her story. I don't know who Map Protector is. Anyway, sorry. Hello, Princess Angela. Sorry. There are a lot of notifications I haven't responded to, so I'm sorry for that. No half cups for me. It's the whole pot of tea or nothing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, me too. Oh, I love tea. Yeah. Yeah, they call it a brew. A brew. Up north. Not that I've been up north or anything. Just from watching TV. Oh, why is it up north they call supper tea? Tea is what you used to have at about 3 or 4 o'clock when you came home from school. But they call supper tea. You got my tea? Got my tea ready? Sorry, I can't be rude because I'm not. I always do people's accents. They did send it to myself. Yes, I thought, Brian, you said you were from Scotland. We've got some Celtic blood here, it seems, because we've got Warrior Wales. Princess Scots are Hardy Bunch. Yeah, I've heard it. Glaswegians. I knew an ant person from Glasgow. Actually, he might be watching these. I'm talking about the Adamant conventions and gigs, in case no one knows what I'm talking about. Glaswegians are quite hard. Yeah. I mean, I find Billy Connolly hilarious, but I'll be scared to talk to him. The stare he's got now is a bit I know I shouldn't really do that because it might be because of his Alzheimer's, whatever you call it, thing. Parkinson's. Oh, whatever. No, it's not Parkinson's. I don't know. I'm trying to catch up with these comments. Total thugs keeping your clothes. I know. Well, I haven't had them back. And those were nice canvas trousers from a tall section, and they muddied them. They pulled the button off. Fucking sorry. Try not to swear. I still got the thing that says we would ask they wanted to charge me £200 each, even though I'd been assaulted, being dragged there. This isn't normal. It's not right. What they're doing is not. It's a kidnap. It's assault. It's everything. I was bruised again to be dragged before a court. They've ruined my clothes, and they're asking me to. Oh no! Actually, you've served your time. What the? And Juliet recorded them down at the police desk. She was appalled just by the guy on the desk who didn't sound very empathetic. I said, "Oh no, that's nothing compared to everything else. They don't give a. They don't give a. You're like my daughter, Bryony, nice and tall. Oh, thanks. I tell her Gigantor, the gentle giant. How tall is she? Yes. Yeah. I sometimes go to Cornwall, like the old mines. The West Country is my favourite place. Princess Angela, did they know further action? Well, that's what I've done loads of. I've so many times I've made videos about it, but basically, they, I there were never any court documents. I've been going. I'm not well as it is, and I've been in these hell. It's just been chaos. I've been in this hellhole. My stuff is in a room that should be funded by the council. It's one of these dangerous temporary accommodations, and I've been self-funding for 5 months to change hotels and come back here, and on the 7th of October last year, it just all got. On the 26th of September, I was attacked by yet another licensee. They left blood on the door. And you can see that video if you go back to the 25th or the 26th of September, and you can see the two police officers, PC Ward and PC Gurr, who don't do anything, yet there's blood on the door. And this is the police arrested PC Franklin Lester, Scott Franklin Lester arrested me 3 hours after. Do you know what? There's something very interesting about Caroline Stevens and Angela Power Disney. how they both said the same thing about me are very clever, like in a sort of creepy sort of way. It wasn't in a complimentary way. I think they're trying to test. They try to test their vulnerable victims to see what they can get away with. And I think Andy Devine was like that as well. I trusted these people. Sorry to change the subject, but I've had to deal with a lot of nasty people. And why would he ask me about those dictaphone recordings when he's supposed to be helping me? If he's come out of prison and he works for the police and he knows how the corrupt system works or doesn't work, he's telling me I didn't get court papers. That this is everything that's going on now is a scam. The courts are not the courts. The police aren't the police. And that's why people's children are being stolen from them. Their homes are being stolen, their cars, their computers. There's so much going on that shouldn't be going on, and all the propaganda of the war that's going on right now and the C word. And no one was listening to me in my last live stream. I now wonder if that's Scott's. It could even be believable that Scott could be like the Cavendish Hotel guy, troll, because they're trying to what these hoax did, GCHQ and all that. They'll come in and they'll sabotage, so to throw me off track, because obviously my head's spinning and I'm trying to get stuff out. But I said I made a very good observation, and that Scott was going on. He hasn't commented. I was talking about an episode of Are You Being Served? When was it? Yesterday or the day before? And where they're talking about social distancing, because Mr. Humphreys has got Marines disease. Look up Marines disease. It's military. This is all like, it sounds almost like MK Ultra stuff. And the guy with the moustache, they're put in a cell in their workplace on the shop floor. On the shop floor, there's a cell. They put them in there. And the guy with the moustache is saying, this is a, what did he say? A something or other of our human rights. Anyway, there we are. Anyway, I'm gonna end this. I don't mean this rudely, but I'm starting to feel faint. I'm not sleeping, and I'm starting to feel a bit. I've got to go and get some food. Yes, 6 foot. It used to be 5 3/4, but I think it's 6 foot now. So when I wear my 7-inch platforms, I'm as tall as what Dave Prowse was as Darth Vader. I don't wear those platforms. They had the demonic thing on them, and as my partner observed, they are what's the word? When something is genderless. 7-inch platforms, 6'7". I got a lot of attention, not least for how outrageous I looked. As I said, as I made one of the Beachy Head chaplains laugh, I look like a Babylonian whore. But that's programming, though. That's the my generation, the millennials, have been programmed with this. I've been to Disney World, so I've had Peter Pan programming. I've done the witchcraft thing at Brownie Guides, the initiation. We've had programming everywhere, people like me. And when you look at the pop stars of my generation, how they started off in the Mickey Mouse Club, and then as time went by, they sexualized themselves. I started off looking quite innocent when my mother made a jacket for me. I designed it, Puss in Boots. I wore a Victorian nightie for the Adamant conventions. I was nominated Best Dressed, and then I started to go down a sort of so I kind of wanted to look like barbed wire, black leather, and all of that, and yeah. Anyway, and really quite outrageous get up, really quite outrageous, but I think it's a test to see how far you can push yourself as well. What can I get away with? What can I actually think? Yeah, seeing the limits here. When you were talking about Mark Taylor, Matt, no, it's Matt Taylor, Matt, not Mark. Yeah, a lady inside a cafe. I'm talking about the woman in Greggs was. If you look back at a video to do with Greggs Cafe, a woman who claimed to be a mental health nurse who was worked upstairs in the Worthing psychiatric unit. So she got security because I had a difference of opinion, but it just goes to show, as I was saying, what I was saying about Sussex Partnership and the reviews, the poor reviews where people say that even admin gossip and they're bullies. If you just look up the reviews, you'll see that even admin complain about bullies. She's either a mental health nurse or she said she worked upstairs, but we had a difference of opinion about mental health, and she said, "Oh no, you had it easy. I know because I worked upstairs," and not her. And security said she reacted as if I'd come at her with a knife or something. Oh, I'm a real targeted individual. I am a real one. Just calling a spade a spade. Adamant thing you talked about before that you spent money on, yeah. Adamant wrote to me when he made the Channel 4 documentary about his demons of mental illness. But they are literally demons he's talking about. He worships Baphomet, like they all do. I've seen a photograph of him doing the Baphomet, dressed as Prince Charming. And he was a Freemason. His dad was in the paedophile Dolphin Square. That's when they got their big story for his downfall, but it wasn't his fault. It was his dad. I think he's an MK Ultra victim, and his dad was in the military, as well as being a paedophile at Dolphin Square. He belonged to the same paedophile sex ring as the murderer, Sidney Cook. His mum sewed a sleeve of the Queen's wedding dress, and if I'd known that at the time, my mum would have been blown away by this, because my mother was an amazing seamstress herself. My mother painted a picture of the Queen for her coronation and sent it to her in 1952, whenever it was, and her lady in waiting sent it back. She said, "Oh, she thought you might like to keep it." I would like a copy of this, but I haven't gone through the things in my mother's flat. My mother was interviewed by an American TV crew about Princess Diana. We went up to the funeral and my mum cried. I can remember every time my mother's cried. The other time was in that hotel that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. Otherwise, my mother had that stoicism, and my mother had a privileged upbringing during the war, and she went to an all-girls school, and that's why I've been brought up well. Yeah, but Adamant, yeah, my mother wrote to him saying, "You're like a guardian angel for what you did for Bryony." But if she had known that he was a practicing Satanist, and that the band members wore T-shirts that said "I heart Satan," and I'm not joking, you can look it up if you don't believe me, and they upset the people at the gig. It was a Christian hall, church hall, where he did a gig a few years back. One of the band members was a drummer who died of a heart failure or something a few years ago. Only 41. But if you're going to be a devil worshipper, don't be surprised if that's what happens to you. I mean, I was on the seafront when the fire was at the Cavendish. 7 fire engines a couple of weeks ago or so, and a man walked past me wearing a black jumper with a picture of Baphomet on the front and pentagram on the front. That's what they are. Witches, warlocks, Satanists, Freemasons. That's what anything goes. Yin, big yin. Bastards were doing that. What you're talking about, big yin? Oh, I haven't seen your comments. I don't know where you know. I'm sorry, people. I'm going to have to go. My head is hurting now. My head is hurting. I've got a dry mouth. Oh, because I just start talking and talking. I can't. I've missed what you're talking about. Sorry. The Shipyard Bogs one is great. Oh, sorry. I've missed what you're talking about. I've missed what you're talking about. Sorry, I've missed all of this. Hello, Bobby Kent. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Warrior Wales. I'm gonna have a. I honestly, I feel like doing that. It's doing. It's not. I don't think I've got a dry mouth, but it tastes funny. That and my jaw just feels like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just making too much talking. Oh, and I got a headache. Anyway, it's so nice that you're listening. Marine's disease, you get it from human sewage and fish. Are you sure that's not just made up, Bobby Kent? Because I looked it up and it seems to be a joke. They said that in the episode of Are You Being Served? They said what you said, that it's from eating fish and stuff. But I looked it up online and it just says something to do with the Marines, that it's people who scream and shout at people and swear, and people who spend hours in Primark. Well, I can relate to the latter, but no, but I don't know if it was a joke. Marines disease. They said that people who do these bad things, they go into the Marines, and that's why they call it Marines disease. It's a military phrase, but it was a very weird, creepy episode of Are You Being Served, given the fact that it was 41 years ago, and the way they're talking is as if it's like my creepy experience in the psychiatric unit when I was coerced into having a PCR test, and they're talking about social distancing, and they put them in a cell. Anyway, I won't keep repeating myself. I need to lie down. Sorry. Yes, thank you. Bless you, Brian. Thank you. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I think humans are the disease like cancer. Yes. And may I add to that, I've always got something to say. I like it when Victor Meldrew said, he quotes another woman, he quotes a woman, and he said, hell is other people. Yes. And this is why I don't call the police pigs or animals. I would not insult them, because animals wouldn't behave like this. Yes, that's right. Nothing in the Matrix. I've read the Satanic Bible with the keys. It talks about the keys. Excuse me. The Satanic Bible, the keys. Sorry, what's the keys? Sorry, I need to lie down. Sorry. I'm just so tired. So I'm sorry, I really need to go. It's okay, Brian, no need to say sorry. Thank you. Bless you. Here we go again, Matt. Oh, sorry if I missed something. It was just Ian and me talking about Billy Connolly sketches, comedy stuff when you mentioned it earlier. So I think I'm a bit behind with what you're replying to. Don't you mean Meniere's disease? No, that did pop up. No, it was definitely Marine's disease that they said, but online it's Meniere's disease. I think it's a play on words, because Marine's disease is I think it's like a slang jokey term. Oh dear me. Oh. Yeah. Thank you, Heisenberg. Sorry to yawn. I don't mean to be rude. Food and rest will help you. Thank you very much. Bless you. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Heisenberg. Thank you, Ian, Brian, Warrior Wales. Thank you so much. Bobby, yes, Brian, I'm sure a lot of people in the Navy get it. That would make sense. Time for dinner. Haggis needs neeps and tatties, lol. Haggis neeps. Sometimes it's a good idea if I have a pen and paper, so I can make a note of things when I don't know what something is. I've heard of haggis. I don't know what it is, but tatty is a potato, isn't it? But there's always something that I think, oh, what are you talking about, or what's that? So okay, well, thank you so much. Have a nice dinner. Always come back. Thank you. Haggis, turnip and potatoes. Sounds very healthy. I've forgotten what haggis is. Crap in a bag. That is funny. Oh dear. You know, as Alan Partridge said, crab sticks are not actually crab. I don't know what they are, but I used to like them as a child. But anyway, I won't be eating I used to like seafood. I used to like the things that ate all the crap. But because the Bible condemns this, genuinely, if you look up, there's a thing on Bible foods. unfortunately, my laptop lost all the things that I saved, but they're really healthy foods. Because it is written that we mustn't eat things like, there are certain animals like rabbits. Don't know why. Anything with a cloven hoof. But the dustman of the ocean, shellfish, and I used to love all of that. I used to love whelks, and crabs and everything. Those big slimy, anything that looks slimy and disgusting, I'd liked eating it. But it's bad. Dustman of the ocean, and pigs. Don't eat pigs. I mean, I miss a bacon sandwich, but yeah, they eat anything. Pigs. That's why John Patterson said, "Feed them to the pigs." These scumbags that call themselves police officers. But then he'd say, he said about the wood chipper, though, putting them in the wood chipper, and I got upset when he said that. And he said, well, why? They've done what they've done to you. I don't think he literally meant it, but yeah. So it just goes to show that I would never let hatred, I would never let evil make me evil. But anyway, I'm going off on one. So, my stepdad used to love haggis. Crab sticks are nearly just barnacles. Are they full of sugar? Barnacles. Yeah, I need some food and a good sleep. Well, it's 7:23 already. I've got to try and get some sleep so that I can get up tomorrow, because I've really got to chase up these bloody people. Trying to be careful with my language, actually, because obviously I'm documenting. But yeah. Anyway, pizza crust, deep fried pizza, typical cheap food. We get a lot of that up here, but it's making me hungry talking about food, and I'm really going now. Bye all. Okay. Yeah, I've put on weight because it's cheap. They want to tax. They want something about taxing the junk food, and the poor people are complaining about it because they're saying, "Oh, I can't afford." My late mother used to get just organic vegetables, and she said, "Oh, you can afford it if you put the money aside." I think it's one of those catch-22s, though. If you don't have a roof over your head, like me, well, somewhere where I've got a stove that I can use. My stuff is in that room. I am not going back there to inhabit. I cannot. It's not up for debate. I haven't been self-funding for nothing. But there are cooking facilities. The property itself is actually quite nice. What makes it a horrible hellhole are the dangerous individuals. Anyway, yeah. So, okay. Hope you get some a hot water bottle. Well, I don't have a hot water bottle here. I all my stuff is in the room. I've only got what I've got here, and I'm not going back to the property to inhabit it, to Andy Devine and Angela Power Disney are good people. Yeah, whatever. Look at this twit above trying to trigger us. What a loser. Yes, I know, Brian. Oh, by the way, people, before I end the live stream, thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for your support and everything. And I thank you, bless you. I would really appreciate it. I never said that they were bad people. I'm making observations, by the way, but as you said, it's all about triggering. People don't bloody listen either. So thank you for your support. But I would just like to say thank you. Can I just say, anyone watching, are you able to report that individual, that account? Because I don't know how you. I mean, I don't know how. I just don't understand anything. I don't know. Like, I don't know how those people found my Facebook account. Those idiot A&A contractors. I don't know how they found my YouTube. But they knew that I was making videos at the property. I was documenting what was going on, but they found my Facebook name. How can they? How do they do that if it's a pseudonym? But anyway, if you're able to report the Cavendish Hotel official for me, if you know more than me, because I don't know how to block. Thank you, Warrior Wales. Thank you, Ian. Oh yeah, I do that. Yes. Thank you. I'm very curious to look at their account, but I don't know how to do that. I'm very curious to. I don't know how to look up their account. I'm very curious to have a look. Do they have any videos or anything? I want to block him, but I also want to see who he is. I want to have a look at his account. I'll block him anyway, though. Thing is, I don't have a block button. I've got a report button. And the last time I did this, which is what I'm doing right now as I speak, I am reporting them for harassment and bullying. Click on this is harassing me. Report. So I've reported him, but he'll probably still be able to comment because I did that to Bilbo. Was it Bilbo? No, Jars Firefly. I did that too, and he was still able to comment, if you remember. So I don't have a block button. I just have a report button. I blocked Angela Power Disney, and she was still able to comment. So if you see, you see what I mean? Look, you made yourself homeless, Bryony. So there we go. There we go. I saw that video with him keep coming back. I don't have a block option. The 3 dots, okay, right? I click on it and then I click report. And then I click harassment or bullying. And then I click this is harassing me. Then I click report. Then I click OK, and he's still able to comment. I did that with Giles Firefly. Do you remember that Giles Firefly? And he was still able to comment. Thank you, Bobby Kent. How are the I mean, I'm not being funny or anything, but how come, why aren't the moderators able to get rid of him? Are they able to get rid of him? Because I can't. Oh, well, if it was the crinkled chap, he'd have to have been watching me for some time though, wouldn't he? Because to know all the stuff about Angela Power Disney, Andy Devine, he's saying he's from Brighton. And he said, you know who I am? And there's only one person from Brighton who likes Angela Power Disney and Andy Devine, and that's Matt Taylor. And he told me he was in the Argos. You can look it up online. He was at Matt Taylor. He said he was in the Argus. It's online as reporting as stalking women. So I don't know. Debbie Bat, Bryony, what do you need to do? Block him is where he's made a comment. Click on his username and you will see block. I don't have that option. I've had a look. Doing it the way you done it, you are reporting your own channel. If you are. Hey Ian, how did you know my name is Bam? Bam is my name. It's a nickname that has been used by my sisters. How did you know my nickname is Bam? Who looked on my Facebook? Bam isn't on my Facebook profile. I'm a bit confused. Bam is not on my Facebook. Damn. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Because my head's. I'm not reading what you're. Oh, bless. She's been chasing his tail for the past hour. Sorry, Debbie. You need to block him. His way's made a comment. Click on his username and you'll see block. I can't seem to do that. Oh. He's disappeared. Where's he gone? I can't. Oh, hang on. No, I can't. It just says report, put user in time. There's no block option. There's just report. There's no block option. I don't have a block option. There's no, I'm telling you, there is no block option. It's just got report and reasons why you want to block that, report that person. What did it say? Add moderator and something else, but it wasn't. There's no block option. Sorry, I was just reading your comments. I do think that's Crinkle. Yes, I have reported him. Better not be Crinkle. Oh. The thing is, though, the fact. But the Crinkle chap is from London. I remember him saying that. And it just sounds too much like Matt Taylor. He's from Brighton. He said, "You know me." And I like Andy Devine and Angela Power Disney. Yes. And so does Matt Taylor. There's no one else from Brighton that I've actually spoken to. And this is what I mean. Then I start to wonder, oh, well, was it true? Is it true that he's a convicted stalker then? Am I should I believe what the Argus paper says? Do you know what I mean? Because look, I'm being stalked here. It's creepy. We are doing room service. No, you're not, because the Cavendish Hotel doesn't do room service. Weird. Hide user. I thing is though, I don't just want to hide the user. I want to obviously block them altogether so they can't look at or comment. I made a spelling mistake. It shows of damn, my dog is mental. Oh, it's okay. I just my head is because it's because you know. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I'm just gonna Google his channel and block. But I've gone on people's channels and I still can't block them. I don't understand why I don't have that option. I've gone to people's channels and I can't block them. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna have to go. Sorry, I'm starting to feel a bit Oh, dear me. But thank you so much for supporting me. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Report them first. Then what you do is click on it again, and down the bottom it says block user. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't. Where are they then? Are they? Can I still? No, it still doesn't. It still doesn't have that. It won't. Well, it won't let me. Well, maybe it's working now then. But I've clicked report, and I can't report them again. So I don't know. No, it just says timed out for 300 seconds. It's to know there still isn't an option to block them, even after reporting them. There's no option. I've tried. I don't understand it. So, okay. All right, bless you. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me. Oh, But if there's anything that you could do to get to block them, I'd really appreciate it because I don't know how you do that. I'm sure you're all techie people. I don't understand technical things. Oh, anyway, thank you so much for when a moderator blocks them, don't read their messages. It just confuses everyone with their toxic crap. I know, it's just I can't not read it though. I know what you're saying. It's best not to give any sort of attention to it, but I just I'm gonna sort of like not let it, bother me, but I just excuse me, I just had to read the comments though just to see. It puts me on guard, and I need that well, not in an anxiety way, but I do need to be sort of a bit more careful. Do you know what? Interestingly, this is just, I've never had so many people watching it at one time. I've got 12 people watching right now, and I've never had more than 10 people. It's usually been 7 at the most. But only since I've had these subs that Dan got me, which is you. And yeah, but yeah. So but it has made me, it's interesting though that if it is Matt Taylor, but it but anyway, it doesn't matter. It just there's only one person from Brighton who supports those people, but as was said, it could just be someone pretending to be him. So yeah. Excuse me, sorry. Yes. That's a good thing though, being a bookworm. That's it's supposed to make you more intelligent reading books. But I had a problem reading. That's why I've never got bogged down reading the Bible. Because I've got a low attention span. I just can't get my head stuck in a book. I'm easily distracted and I procrastinate, which is why I haven't emailed Tina yet. I write a few words and then I get up. I'm really agitated. I've got to make loads of cups of tea to keep myself awake. And yet I've got a problem sleeping. So, yeah. So, anyway, I better go now. Thank you. But even so, excuse me, reading books is very good for the brain, though. Apparently, it's meant to make you more intelligent. Excuse me. Dan told me to message you, call me, email her, say, Dan told me to message you, call me. Yeah, I don't know how to work the I would like to video chat with her. That would be really good. I just don't know how to Skype. I don't know how to do those things. I only know how to do this, and even this is sketchy, sort of like to call Dan by the sound of it. Sorry, excuse me. What for me? What me called Dan? I did text Dan, but I've got to. Well, he said that she's in hospital right now, so but I must email. I've just got a lot to say, and just I don't know what's happening to me. I'm just getting really, really tired, and I'd be very depressed, trying not to go into a dark place. Anyway, I don't mean to be rude. I better I know what title to give this, that's for sure. Ooh, so sorry, pardon me. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Well, this is just it. I was thinking of that Scott's feelings when he because he was having a thing in the going on about people upsetting him and I shouldn't trust anyone and something about he's the son of God or something weird, something like that. I didn't want to be. He could either be sensitive and or because I don't know what state of mind someone's in, and I don't want to sort of prejudge or be, at the same time it could also be someone who's taking the what's it, but the problem is I put other people first and I need to think of me. I've had to deal with so many nutters and people who claim to be mentally unwell taking the piss. Even those who really are ill, there's no excuse for bullying or not that he was bullying, but again, I'll be honest, I am very concerned about spirit, faith, end times, what she claims. And I've let Dan know this. You can see for yourself under the live stream on Sunday the comment that was made. So if it's someone who's duplicated that account, I don't know. Because when I listened to her, it was so bad. I had the laptop was on top of my head. I could hardly hear her. That one time that I spoke to her, and the stuff that you read about when it comes to targeted individuals, it's that's the I'm getting a sort of first-hand experience of these things. Excuse me, I better go anyway. But I just, instead of people being silly and stupid in the chat, not that I'm being rude here in relation to what I've just said, why not just have an intelligent conversation? Because I've got some really clever observations and people aren't listening to that and they're too busy. And I think here I am struggling with my sleep when people aren't listening, and I could be, the next time that happens, I might as well just end the live stream and let so then they can carry on, because I'm not going to waste my precious energy when I'm talking about really real things that have happened to me or things that I've picked up on, and there's all of that rubbish going on. But anyway, yeah. Email Tina on her site and say, Dan told me to message you. Oh, I see. Call me on this number. Oh, yeah. It's okay. She's given me an email address. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually probably a good idea, actually. She was in a hospital or something, he said. Essential oils. Yes, I've got some lavender oil. Right now, Warwick, thank you, bless you. Tea, food, rest, sleep. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Brian. Bless you all. Thank you so much. Bless you all. Thank you from genuinely. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, you seem like, obviously I've got to be very careful with my words, but you seem like genuinely caring people. Again, I've got to be careful because I haven't met you. uh, oh dear. Anyway, there we are. Okay, I'll say thank you very much, and I'll say yeah, and Yahweh Shalom, and blessings to you, and I hope you have a good evening. Thank you all. Okay, thank you, Warrior Wales. You too. Bless you all. Okay, thank you. I'm going. Good night, Heisenberg. Thank you, Brian, Ian, Warrior Wales, Heisenberg. Thank you, and anyone else I haven't mentioned. Yeah, the other person. Good night. Good night. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to end it now. Thank you. Bye.